Mary Millben, American singer who's used to performing for American presidents and world leaders, sang the Indian national anthem in the presence of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his final engagement in US. Mary is joining us live on CNN News 18. Mary, many congratulations first up for that wonderful rendition. And the entire country is raving about it. Everybody here is very touched. It was early morning, but everybody's seen it. And the one thing that the entire country is talking about is that gesture of you touching the Prime Minister's feet. Of course, you've talked about it on your Twitter, but I do want you to explain to our viewers what made you do that.
Well, Shivani, it's so great to see you, and thank you for having me on. It was such a special night. I'm still a bit speechless, to be quite honest, this morning here in Washington, D.C. When I woke up early this morning, I kind of pinched myself and said, did that really happen last night? Was I really singing on stage next to the Honorable, His Excellency, Prime Minister Modi, who I have such admiration and respect for, and being given the opportunity to perform last night for the Prime Minister's concluding event for the State Honorable was, I have to say, probably one of the highlights of my career to date. He is such a remarkable man, a very kind, humble man. He's a true man of the people, and you all know that being in India. But I tell you, it was beautiful for the United States this week to see India, the Indian culture on full display, to really see the vastness of the Prime Minister, his leadership, and what he's doing in the country that is certainly contributing to the U.S.-India relationship. And so last night, in my studies, I have to certainly thank my Hindi coach, Dr. Mokshraj, who not only is my Hindi teacher, but he served as the cultural diplomat at the Embassy of India in Washington, D.C. for years. So he's a go-to certainly as a teacher for learning culture and things like that. And so in our beginning classes, we sat down and talked a lot about the traditions and the values of India. And one of those traditions I learned about was certainly the respect for elders. You certainly see that prominently in the films and in all of the media and things like that, in the context as an American learning the values of taking care of your elders and respect to your elders. And so I was so touched as I would watch that in the films, and as Dr. Mokshraj and I would talk about how elders are respected in that type of form in country. And so knowing I was going to share some time on the stage with the Prime Minister, and I wanted to publicly honor him. I wanted to publicly show my appreciation to him for his leadership, but as my elder. And I knew the Secret Service folks well, so I knew that they wouldn't get too nervous. Because I want to be respectful, certainly, of the Secret Service and the security. But it was just a moment that I wanted to express to the Prime Minister, and certainly to India and the Indian communities across the world, that this is a tradition that not only Indians carry it to heart, but we all carry to heart in the context of honoring a great leader as the Prime Minister. I learned that touching the feet of elders is touching their hearts. So